Hey guys, so I've taken my car to Jaguar and I spoke to a nice technician called John, and he explained to me how to remove the dash trim off the dash because he's done it before. So I'm going to show you guys how to do it and I'm going to follow his instructions to the T. So let's see if we can get the stuff off and covered, and then the entire car is done. I've got various trim tools that I've used over the years, and I think this job calls for this trim tool. Because of this thing sitting at an angle, I need something straight to get it in there and unclip the Jaguar badge. Okay, I can see it giving way over there, so I'm just going to leverage it out and try and see if I can do it from that side as well. Right. It has come out. So this is what the Jaguar badge looks like. So as you can see, he's quite right. The clips are all facing horizontal, even though the badge or the trim sits at an angle. Okay, so he said that's the first thing you got to remove. And from what I can see, there's a Torx screw here. So that's what it looks like in there. And you can see there's a Torx screw sitting there. I don't know if the Torx screw is actually holding the sensor in place, but feeling in here, it definitely feels like the Torx screw is actually holding the black trim in place. So I'm going to remove it just to be on the safe side. It's very difficult to actually show you, but you can see that the two parts of the trim is definitely, it was held in by that screw. Now the technician didn't mention the screw, but he obviously could remember having to take the Jaguar badge off first before attempting this job. So I'm really glad I did go and talk to him about this, because I didn't know about the screw myself and I didn't know about taking the Jaguar badge off first, and I definitely would have broken this trim had I just attempted to try and pull it off. So according to him, the rest is just clips, so let's see. So starting at this end, get that trim tool in there and we start pulling it out. You can actually feel there's a clip here. There's a lot of tension there, so there's a clip here. Okay, got it out. I think it's going to be better to use my fingers. There's a clip here from what I can feel. I think I've got all the clips out. And it should slip out. Right, I've got it loose. So, well, as you could see, not an easy job. Now you've got to be careful to slip this part out over there. So there are three clips indeed. The reason he obviously had to take the stuff off is because he had to work on a car and do the tweeters. So the only way to unplug these tweeters is by taking this trim off and getting in there. So I just hope they don't have to do that on this car in the future, especially after me covering it with vinyl, because they'll damage the vinyl. So that is what it looks like, guys. One clip, another clip, and another clip down there. So I'll just show you. There's the first clip, there's the center, there's the next clip. The next clip sits just before the tweeter, and the other one just after the tweeter. And there's just a little thing here, a little tab on the side, so don't go in from the side, because you'll end up breaking that tab over there. Rather do what I did and start from the middle. The technician did say that he started from the middle and worked his way to the sides. Okay. Right, so I can see the clip on this one. Wow, it's not easy. Put it out there. And this one, and then the last one, and we're done. So the other thing is, I told you guys I wasn't quite happy with what I did yet because you can see a little crease over there. So I'm going to redo this, and I'm actually not going to take the vinyl over the edge over here. And the reason for that, I might just take it over that lip, but the reason for that is because this thing over here is actually stuck there, but this is the most important part here. And you can see I have creases there on the corners. So this is why I wanted to redo this. But this was really just a test to see how it would fare and how it would hold up. And as you can see, it's held up pretty well. So all I did was I actually just stuck a vinyl right over it. And then I took a craft knife and I just cut this piece out over here, and it came out as nice as it did. So you guys want to know how to remove this thing. First, remove this rubber thing over here. It just unclips quite easily. And then you've got room to work. Because when you put this back, if that rubber thing's in there, you're not going to get this clipped in. Trust me. And then all we do is we just do this, and it comes off, and there you go. And you can see this is how I wrapped it. Not very good. I'm going to do a much better job today. And what I'm going to do, because of the fact that this particular part gets a lot of sun, and you know the vinyl ends up going a little bit shiny when it gets hot, I'm going to spray it with a matte clear coat, acrylic paint. You can just buy a can of matte clear and just spray it over, because I took a piece of vinyl, put it on something, and I sprayed it, put it in the sun, and it didn't go shiny. So I know I said I wasn't going to show the wrapping process, but I just wanted to show you guys when you're wrapping, because of the concave shape of the the panel, you actually have to cut a very wide section of. You've got to cut it out for the entire width of the concave shape as it goes that way. So when you start sticking, it's going to start at this end on this side, but as you go along, it's going to start working its way until it reaches this point here, and you can see we're just having it covering over there. So I just want to show you guys, after you've stuck it onto the surface, I've actually just cut grooves in here to break the tension, because there's just way too much tension when you're trying to pull this over and under. You're going to have to do the same on this side when you get there, but I'll show you that now. Okay guys, I'm just showing you, I've actually got it on suspended on silly putty again, because when you get to this narrow part over here, it is a very difficult section to do, to heat up and try and get the wrap underneath, because you're dealing with such a narrow band and such a wide piece of wrap. And the problem is you can't cut the wrap too close to the end, because you need enough wrap so that you can use your fingers to pull it under when you're heating it up. So just a tip, if you're going to be doing this yourself, make sure you have enough room on either side of the panel that you can still pull with your fingers when you're heating it up. And then just turn it around when you're done, and you're sure that the front is perfect and your edges are perfect and you've wrapped it all around. Then you just turn it upside down and you heat it up, and you just pull further over the back. I just quickly want to show you guys, when you do the center console, work from this side to that side, because that has a concave shape to it, and if you start on that side, you're going to start getting crinkles and creases by the time you get here, moving this way. Whereas if you start on the straight edge and you work your way back, the wrap will automatically start concaving with the shape of the trim piece. I just wanted to show you guys how I dealt with the sharp corners here. So all I did was I cut it. I made two cuts, one there and one on that side, and then I just bend this down, and then this piece I'm actually going to cut out along here like that. I'm going to cut this square out, and then this will go down and fold down just beautifully on the corner. So I'm just showing you guys how I'm doing the corners. I'm heating it up very, very slightly with the heat gun, and I'm pressing it with my fingers underneath here. And don't go at it too long with the heat gun, because you will heat the wrap up too much and it'll just tear or melt. So just heat it up a little bit at a time, and what I do with my heat gun is I just go like that. That's enough, and it's enough for you to get your finger in there. So I'm in the car and I'm ready to stick this back on. I just wanted to show you guys the how I did the back, and these guide, I don't know, plastic tabs. You just got to get your wrap. I have sprayed them both with a matte clear coat now, and I actually like the texture of this matte clear coat because it feels even more like wood. And I'm thinking of actually doing all the doors. Okay, so I just want to show you the wood trim is in, and that's what it looks like now. So all that's left now is to put in our center trim piece and clip it in like that. And that clips in very easy now because we have the rubber mat out of its place. And I'm just trying to figure out, yeah, it goes in this way. It's quite a snug fit, but there we go, everything is in place. I actually sprayed this with the matte clear coat, and now I think it's going to hold up really good to the sun, and I'm very happy to see there are no more creases here on the corners. It's looking great, and I'm very chuffed with this entire job. So there you go, another job done on the Jag, and I think now the wood trim project is complete and I'm very, very happy with it. I must be honest, it wasn't an easy job. I think on a scale of 1 to 10 I'd give it an 8. If you don't know how to wrap, I would recommend you just buy some cheap vinyl and practice wrapping with that on anything plastic, anything that has corners and concave shapes. Just practice and get yourself a heat gun. The heat gun's your friend when it comes to, you know, getting creases and things out of corners. But I think on the whole, I'm very, very happy with the results. In fact, I think it came out better than I thought it would. So I'm quite happy with that. And it's going to be an absolute pleasure to drive my Jag. As far as I'm concerned, a Jag without wood is just not a Jag. I would like to recommend doing this yourself if you really have, you know, if you're not too afraid to take things off your car. I must be honest, the dash did scare me, but I just thought, well, you know what, you can't win if you don't try. So that's usually my motto anyway. So I gave it a go and it worked out for me. So I'd like to thank you guys all for watching. I appreciate every single one of you. Take care, be safe. Till next time. Cheers. Bye.